All right, everyone. Sorry about that little break. We're back here on 90.3 WBC Upper Montclair. It's the Walkoff, the only baseball show that is dedicated to the amazing 30 teams in the U.S. and Canada that are excited to get ready. We've got 2 more episodes this week and next week until opening day. Yeah. We're right there. We're right there. I'm joined by Anthony Walsh, Justin Randell, and our new guest. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, everyone. My name is Alexa, and I'm going to be the ADJ shadowing for this show.
Hey, nice. Alexa is going to be learning how to use the phone today and getting to know some exciting ball knowledge. So, Anthony, I'll let you start it off. We're talking WBC today for a lot of different things, and tonight is the final. The final. We've come down to this USA versus Venezuela. My goodness. How did we get here?
I don't know how we got here, but I will say, even as a certified WBC hater that I am, I have enjoyed WBC so far.
Wow.
And I will say, I'm going to give you a reason for it, and the reason, you might not like the reason, but
that's fine.
There's a reason for it.
All right, let me hear it.
You know, if you remember a couple weeks ago, I had a take about Bryce Harper.
Oh, God.
And I said that Bryce Harper's not elite. And I've been quiet ever since then. I haven't said anything. I've been letting the baseball speak for itself. And Bryce Harper is hitting 167. He has 1 RBI in 6 games, 24 at-bats. I couldn't be happier. I've been watching these games. I'm saying, don't get me wrong, I'm rooting for Team USA. USA all the way. When Bryce Harper comes up, I'm a little happy when I see him strike out, ground into double play. It proves me right, and I'm very happy about that.
Oh, boy.
Well, all I have to say is that I never disagreed with you that he wasn't elite. I just disagreed with you that he wasn't a great Philly.
Well,
that was all I disagreed with.
Maybe a preview of what's going to happen this year with the Phillies.
Probably. We can be honest about this one. I was asked the other day whether I think the Phillies will win the NL East, and I said I don't think so. I think the time has run out. It might be the Mets' time. Maybe the Braves come back. Who knows? But we'll get into that in a little bit. WBC has started, and it is hours away from ending. And probably like 12 hours from now, it'll be over. We'll have our crown champ. I'll say this. I remember we were talking about it earlier, and I think and this was like before it got started, because we haven't been on in the last couple of weeks. Snowstorms, breaks, yada, yada, yada. But what I will say is we are finally at a place where, like, the last couple of years, it just hasn't been competitive. DR, Japan, and USA have dominated. That's just like the definition of what we've seen. I feel like we're finally getting to a place now where it's all here. Like, it's all right there for us. I see it. I see it right there. Baseball is big around the world. DR has always been big with it. Japan has always been big with it. And I think it's going to grow in Italy, but I have to say the entire Italy team is from USA. They just have Italian roots, which I give them credit for playing for Italy. Why not? I like it.
I think it's good for them because, again, there's only so many spots on that USA roster, and you look at the USA team, like, it's just absolutely loaded. So you got to feel for the Italians who are also American who wanted to be a part of that U.S. team, but it's always good to have a little bit of diversity. That way you can play for another team if they have an open spot for you. And that's what you saw with guys like, Andrew Fisher, who was just drafted by the Brewers. I think it was in the previous draft. He had a chance to play for Italy as an everyday player for them. Same thing with Vinny Pasquantino, U.S.-born person, still had Italian roots as well. So it was just good to see that, some of the other stars around baseball that actually, play in the MLB rather than just being prospects and guys that are brought up for the minors. It's good to see that they were involved as well and were able to be a part of this, amazing WBC.
And I think also Team Venezuela, which is a team that I mentioned 2 weeks ago as a team to look out for. I didn't think they would get to the final, but they have more talent than most of the teams in the WBC. And my biggest gripe with the WBC, besides the whole injury thing, is that there's not enough teams to have the talent to compete with, say, Japan or U.S. or Puerto Rico or name your team. There's not enough teams that have the competition to compete with that. And Venezuela's hung in there. I mean, Luis Arias, who I've said many times I love him as a player, hitting 500 right now. I mean, you have, and Ronald Acuna obviously made a lot of headlines over these past 2 weeks in the WBC. I don't think they're going to be, enough to beat the U.S. team. I think the U.S. team is just that good. But then again, we saw the U.S. team get beat, and they had an off night, and that can happen. And by the way, Mark DeRosa, who I said this was a kind of a opportunity for him to say, hey, teams, like I could be a good manager. He's messed it up. And even if they win this WBC, I don't think it's a reflection on him. The guy didn't know the rules heading into the semifinal, which he might not have even played if things went the other way. So I don't know. I think that the talent of the USA team has been clear, but the managerial response behind it has been very lackluster.
The one thing I don't understand, whether you're in the tournament or whether you're in the playoffs or not, you are at the professional level now. You know, I don't see a reason, and I don't understand why. I get it, you're representing your country, but that doesn't mean that everyone needs to play. Paul Goldschmidt started over Bryce Harper, which, I mean, they're basically the same person at this point in their career. But Bryce Terang sat for Ernie Clement, and that just boggled me. Just boggled me. Bryce Terang, don't get me wrong, Ernie Clement gets a lot of headlines because of the playoffs and everything and his great playoff performance and everything. And he had a great regular season, but he's not Bryce Terang. And they sat Terang for him because they thought they made it. You need to play your best 24/7, 365. If they're there to play, then they're there to play. And if they're older, like Paul Goldschmidt's 38. I don't see a reason for him to be starting. And I don't even know if he's in a position where he's like, oh, yeah, I should be starting.
I think the reason behind it is similar to the reasons why Skeens and Skubal aren't throwing a ton of innings, is the teams don't want them in there for the full 9 innings. I don't know if that's necessarily public info yet, but what other reason would you not want your best players out there for a full 9 innings? I think there's pressure from the teams to say, hey, I don't want Bryce Harper playing 9 innings at first base in March before he's even played 2 full weeks of spring training baseball. So, I mean, obviously the controversy is more with the pitchers than the hitters, but if you're Mark DeRosa and your goal is to win this championship to show that you're a good manager, why in the world would you sit Bryce Terang for Ernie Clement? And again, Ernie Clement's a solid player. I'm not trying to make him sound like a bad player, but Bryce Terang is 10 times the player and solidifies that infield. So why would you not have him out there? To me, it sounds like the teams are saying, hey, I don't want guys out there for a full 9 innings. There's exceptions. I think some of the younger players, they let stay out there. But a guy like Bryce Harper's been in the league for like 13, 14 years. I don't think the Phillies can't have him get hurt. If he's hurt, who's playing first base? So I think there's some pressure, especially after the Diaz thing, which I'm not saying it's fair, but it's the reality of it. After the Diaz celebration injury, the risk of the WBC injury and the concern from teams, I think, has skyrocketed. And I think we've seen their response in this WBC, especially from the pitchers.
Well, I know you have your eyes set on tonight's game too, because you talked about the injuries in WBC. Obviously,
Nolan McLean.
Obviously, you know Nolan McLean. He's pitching tonight for the U.S., which also brings me back to your point about Mark DeRosa and his managerial, situations as well, because now you're relying on a guy who hasn't played an entire full season in the MLB, still is considered a top prospect in baseball. He's still on MLB's pipeline top 100 list. I think he comes in at number 6 or 7 or 8, whatever it is. So, yeah, I know what I was doing there. No, but in all seriousness, though, like, what does that say about DeRosa? Like, you're putting all of your eggs in one basket here, hoping that Nolan McLean's going to deliver you an ace performance in a WBC championship for a guy that hasn't really had too much major league experience, to this point. So it's just going to be interesting to see how it all plays out. I think I was telling you, Anthony, yesterday how I think Mark DeRosa set it for around 65 to 70 pitches, if I'm not mistaken, for McLean. So hopefully he can give you 4 innings, maybe 5 if he's very efficient, but it's very risky to have a guy like him come out and be a part of this huge game, because you saw in his first outing against Italy, it was rough for him. He struck out the side in the first inning. Next inning, gave up 3 runs. What is he going to do against a team like Venezuela, who has guys like Ronald Acuna, Luis Arias we talked about? It's going to be really interesting to see how it all plays out.
And also, for my point about the teams, Carlos Mendoza did give a statement yesterday about McLean. He was asked about it by the media, and he said he has mixed feelings about it. He didn't go too deep into what those mixed feelings are. He said he's proud of him and everything, but I can't imagine he's very happy that this guy's going to be stretched out to 70 pitches, and he's barely pitched in spring training. So, and I think that feeling it's not just the Mets thing. I think that feeling is mutual across baseball. Skubal, we saw him say, I'm only going to have the one or 2 starts, and then he's talking to Ken Rosenthal from the dugout and saying, I don't know, I haven't fully made up my mind, and then he says no more. that sounds like Detroit Tigers were calling and saying, no way. And Scooball wanted to be out there. So I think there's got to be a way, like, I want to be all in on the WBC, but there's got to be a way to have it be the best competitors at the best time. And I don't think this is the best time right now. You can't have teams fighting back with the players to not play in a tournament.
So let me ask you something, because your least favorite player, Bryce Harper, brought it up before anything started that there could be a possibility that they play in the 2028 Olympics, which would kind of coincide with the season. So they would kind of do like what the NHL does. Does the NHL do it? I know the WNBA does it. But they take a big break. They take a long break
longer
so that they
all-star
can
break,
play.
basically.
Yeah, a long or all-star break. Would you rather that than this?
Yeah.
I would
mean,
too.
Because you have, first of all, the pitchers are in mid-season form. They haven't had a ton of innings on their arm. You're going to have less pushback from the teams. You're still going to have pushback. I don't think there's any way around that unless you move it till, say, like December, which is not going to happen. You're still going to have pushback, but you're not going to have to the level. Like, the Tigers would not be going crazy about Tariq Skubal the way they are right now, because Tariq Skubal is such a prized possession for them. And for all we know, if they had it that way, Skubal might not even be a Tiger. He might be on a new team, and that new team might say, hey, Tariq, go do what you want. You know, so it could be a different situation. I mean, I think there's got to be something done, because you're not seeing the best form of baseball. Like, as much as I kid Bryce Harper, I guarantee you Bryce Harper would be playing better if it was July right now as opposed to March. I mean, he needs his time to come in. He's going to be a good hitter. I don't think he's elite, but he's still going to be a good hitter. He's not going to be this bad in the like if WBC was in July, he would not be this bad. So I think you got to find a way around it to make this, because I'll give him credit. This tournament has been talked about by a ton of major news outlets. I've seen people that don't care about baseball talking about this tournament, which is a good thing. But you still have certain areas that makes it look amateur. And there's another area at the end of the semifinal game, which, you know, did not end well with DR and USA, which I'm sure we'll go into more. But this is one of those areas where the players are not fully prepared, and that's not a good look.
All right, so you brought it up. Let's go into it now, because I want these are the two main issues. Is, you know, the guys aren't ready, and since they're not ready, I mean, just imagine tonight, Michael Garcia, I don't know, tears his ACL. Now the Royals are out a third baseman, and probably, I'll be honest, and it's not to make it sound like McLean's bad, or it's not to make it sound like Harper's bad, but if Harper or McLean disappear for the season, I don't know if that necessarily takes their team out of contention entirely.
It hurts, but it doesn't take
it
out,
hurts,
no.
but they still have a good shot. But if you take Michael Garcia out of contention, or even Gino Suarez, Ronald Acuna, like, that's actually ripping teams out of playoff contention entirely, and that's the biggest problem. I think if you start them in the middle, their bones are warmed up, their body's warmed up. A lot of players say it's a long season, and I understand that. But you give them a little break after the WBC, can rest a little bit, then I think they're fine. I know, and Anthony knows, and I know Justin knows because you're Mets fans, but and I know from a Reese Hoskins fan, you walk into day one and you're already losing essential pieces. It's crucial, and it's heartbreaking, because it's not even like, oh, at least they were doing their best for the team. No, they were doing their best for Venezuela or USA or anybody, but not the Mets, not the team that's paying.
Even worse
them.
when they're celebrating and they're not even playing the game. Don't get me started.
Well, that's a whole nother story, but nonetheless, DR against USA, supposed to be the greatest matchup in the world, and I think at points it lived up to the hype. At the end, 2 outs, 3-2 count, Julio Rodriguez on third, a slider that's got to be like 6 inches down below, gets called for a strike, that's game over. It would have put runners on first and second. It would have had
I think it was the top of the order, because
I think Tatis was leading off.
Yeah, Perdomo was the one that was at bat.
Yeah, so it was the
Tatis,
9-hitter.
yeah.
You have then the top hitter coming back up to verse Mason Miller, and instead you get called out on that awful strike to end what could have been an insane final inning for the DR.
It also would have set up quite the matchup, too, because Tatis and Mason Miller are teammates. So that would have been pretty funny to see those two match up coming down to the wire there. So, you just put all these things, together, and it just makes for what was a very disappointing end to what was a great game. Even though there was only 3 runs that was scored in the game, it was still great. I mean, Luis Severino pitched a heck of a game.
He was fantastic,
to say the least. Paul Skeens did his thing as well. It was great. And then for the game to end like that, I mean, I don't really know what to say. It was rough. And I was telling Anthony before, I mean, I know it's different situations, but if you go back to a few years back when the Dodgers and Giants met in the playoffs, Max Scherzer was in to close the game for the Dodgers. Wilmer Flores was at bat, and the strike 3 was called on the check swing where Flores clearly didn't go around, and that's how the Giants season ended. I know it's different situations, but it just goes to show you that this has happened one too many times where games that have high leverage endings end in such disappointment because the umpire has made a bad call.
That's the worst way. And that's why the ABS system is there. Because I understand the ABS system can be used whenever for whoever they want. But the primary usage is because of last calls that are awful. And last Sunday was one of them. And that Giants call was another one. That's not really ABS system, but you get the gist. Yeah. Anthony, I know you have takes about this.
Yeah, well, here's what my first reaction to this. You have the United States pitching staff have the performance of their lives. The Dominican Republic lineup is arguably better than the U.S. lineup. You could go either way. And they held them to 1 run. They had, even though the DR lineup had 8 hits against them, they had a ton of runners left on base. They had a great pitching performance. And then finally the DR's lineup, it looks like they're starting to do something. They're starting to put hits together. And for it to end like that, it would be one thing if this was 10 years ago and ABS didn't exist. I would still be complaining about it, but it would be like it is what it is. There's no technology there. But when you have the ABS system in games where the Mets are playing the Marlins and it's not even on TV and you can only listen on the radio, you have it for that. But you don't have it when a game that's aired on national television that's getting really good ratings and people are talking about it all over the place. You don't have it for that when you're in a major league stadium. The excuse can't be we were playing somewhere overseas and they didn't have the technology in the stadium. They were playing in the Miami Marlins Stadium. That's going to have ABS a week or two from now. You don't have it in a game that's arguably going to be watched more than any regular season game this year. Like, that's where, and I said it to Justin outside the hallway, the NFL, the NBA, the NHL would not do something like this. If they had a tournament that was this popular and they had some sort of technology that really improved the game, they would never not use it in that tournament. Why in the world are they not using this technology? I don't care if it has to come down to some agreement that they never had in a contract or whatever. Figure it out. I don't care what the reason is behind it. There's no reason why you have some of the best players playing, essentially an all-star game between the U.S. and DR, and it comes down to a call by an umpire that, quite frankly, had no idea what he was doing. Like, I don't see, and like I said also to Justin out in the hall, it lends more credence to people like me that say the WBC isn't that serious. Because if you don't have your best technology representing that game, like if they had a World Series game where they didn't have ABS in it, you would take the World Series way less serious because they're not putting their best technology there. They just did that for the WBC semifinal. And tonight, if it comes down to that again, how much of a joke, instead of the headline being, what a great WBC, wow, great job Major League Baseball, it's going to be what a joke Major League Baseball is. And they're flipping a quarter here. This could go either way. And it could be bad press or it could be great press. But you put all that to the side if they just tap their head, ABS shows it's a ball, and we continue the game. So I don't understand for the life of me why, and I'll put it on Rob Manfred, but it's just bigger than him too, why Rob Manfred did not put his foot down and say, we have to have ABS in this tournament, especially considering 3 years ago was a great success for them too. Keep that train going. You might have people watch now that saw that and said, why am I going to watch this anymore if they have the technology and they're not using it in the biggest game, the only game I'm going to watch? Like, that's a just total failure to me.
You know it's bad when you're using ABS in spring training the last 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Testing it out, making sure it actually works and it's very accurate. And then you had a whole year of not using it last season in the MLB to still work on it in the minor leagues, which they still had it, by the way.
For years.
And now you fast forward to 2026, where you've had it, like I said, for the past 2 years, and you still don't want to use it in the WBC. It just doesn't make any sense. It's already been tested. It's already proven that it's fairly accurate. The players love it. You know, I think especially Garrett Cole was a huge fan of it when they first came out with it as well. But the fact is, it's been used a lot in spring training. The fans like it. The players like it. And now you're not going to use it for the WBC, where this is one of the most watched events in all of baseball in early March, and it's almost like a World Series atmosphere. I mean, you look at last night's game with Venezuela and Italy. I mean, it was just absolutely bonkers. Definitely pro-Venezuelan for sure. But yeah, it just doesn't make sense to not have the ABS when you've literally been using it the last 2 seasons in both the minors and spring training.
The one thing I'll say in defense is this is the first WBC that they're using the pitch clock and the pickoff rule and all the new MLB rules that were brought in 2023.
Yeah.
Because they were being brought in 2023, so they didn't want to use them in the WBC. I don't know why. I think it's more of because if you're an international player or if you played baseball before but you're not playing now, you need to get adjusted to the rules. We're not going to have you adjust to the rules right now. You can adjust them like during the break. Whatever. But the ABS system, like, if there's anybody out there, if there's old heads out there that are like, we don't need this in our game, we need the human error, that's why you don't want it in your game. That's why. And listen, it stops, Anthony said it, it stops press. Press will destroy baseball for this. It stops fans. Fans will hate baseball for this. It stops everything. Everything. I mean, like, the worst thing you could possibly see in a pregame watching a baseball game was that Angel Hernandez was going to be umpiring your game. You knew you were going to get, like, 10 bad calls. But that's all out the door now because we have the ABS. And they could just tap their head. They know the calls. They know the strike zone. I think it's embarrassing. It's bad. I hope that this amount of talent, and Anthony, to your point, no offense to the U.S. I love the U.S., and I love their lineup. But, I mean, for people that are like, no, U.S. has a better lineup, I don't know. Vlad.
It's debatable. It could go either way, I think.
Soto, Caminero. Like, Caminero hit a home run off. Like I feel like the big heads you think about is Soto, Vlad, Manny, Tatis. Caminero hit a home run off. He had the lone run. He had the lone run, and he's young. Like there's a bright future ahead of him. I don't know. I think the pitching staff is USA's favor, but I think the lineup is closer than people think.
Here's what I'll say though, and I think, and if you want to give DR the lineup edge, that's perfectly fine. I could agree with you on that.
Okay.
What I will say is Juan Soto, our very own Juan Soto, was the sore loser of the night because he went out there after the game, and rightfully so, he was upset. That's not what I'm complaining about. But he said, we showed the world who's the best team in baseball tonight. You didn't show the world who's the best team in baseball because you had, I agree, a horrendous call by the umpire. You had 8 hits, you got 1 run. That's not the best team in baseball. It's just not. And the U.S. beat you. I don't want to say fair and square because that inning should have went on, and for all we know, they get the tying run, maybe even they get the winning run. We don't know. But they did beat you, and you had plenty of opportunities leading up to that final opportunity. It's like in football, they always say it never comes down to one play. It comes down to a culmination of plays that get to that one play that shouldn't have happened. And if the DR was hitting throughout the game and bringing in the runners that they got on base, they got runners on base. They had 8 hits. But if they brought in those runners, their batting average with the runners in scoring position was horrendous. If they were better with that, they wouldn't be in that spot. So my very own Juan Soto, who I love dearly, should not have said what he said because it just comes across as a sore loser take saying, listen, we showed who's best team in baseball tonight. You know, I don't care about the result. We're still better than the U.S. No, you're not. Complain about the umpire all you want, but you're not better than the USA. You're just not.
No, I agree with you. It was definitely a sore loser take, which is it's not something we want to say as Mets fans, of course, going into the season because who knows, what's going to happen for the Mets this year. Maybe if, comes down to the final game of the season like it did last year, Mets and Marlins or whoever they're playing, and the Mets lose that game, what's Juan Soto going to say about that? Like, we're still a better team than the Marlins, obviously things didn't play out the way I wanted to. Like what's that going to be like if Juan Soto is...
I don't want him to say that.
I obviously, but obviously Soto's showing that he can be a sore loser when he wants to be. Is that something we want to really be too proud of if we're Mets fans right now? Probably not. So... No. We'll have to see how it all plays out. But
then again, hit 45 home runs. I really don't care. That's the bottom line.
Hit 45, drive in 120, hit 290. Who cares, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't matter. But I don't know. It's just not a good look for your star player to act that way. Granted, even though he does have a little bit of backup information saying, hey, obviously the umpire kind of screwed us over here. I'm gonna let my opinion speak for itself, but. Yeah, get over it, man.
I will say, though, he wasn't the worst teammate of the WBC. The handshake gate, that was the worst.
Oh,
that was the worst.
Gosh.
That was unbelievable.
Well, I will say, I think media's blowing it up a little bit. It's not that big of a deal.
You don't think so?
they're teammates. Like, they know each other. I like Josh Naylor, who was like, I talked to Cal yesterday, and I said I was going to go up and give him a fist bump, and he said, please don't. And I'm still going to do it. I don't care. And then after he went on, he was like, yeah, it was just a joke. Like, he's my favorite teammate. I love hanging out with him.
You want to know what that reminds me of? It reminds me of, I mean, it's a different sport, but in basketball, I don't know if you guys remember a long time ago, Pau Gasol and Kobe Bryant. They were obviously teammates for the Lakers.
Well, they weren't. Oh, they were teammates.
They were teammates for the Lakers, but at that time it was international play. So what happened in that? There was no love lost. Kobe Bryant did not give a high five to Pau Gasol. He went straight at him. He would take charges. He would do this and that. Like, he would play as if like they never knew each other and they met for the first time. So the fact of the matter is, when it comes to international play, you're not teammates. And if you don't want to shake hands with somebody, go for it. You know what I mean? Like, you're not on the same team.
It's a weak move, though. It's a weak move. It is. There's no way around that. Someone goes to shake your hand, you leave them there, not like, unless you're like Michael Jordan and you can get away with that. Don't do that. Just don't do that.
I understand your point. I do, but again, you're in all reality, you're not teammates at that point in time. So, do you owe that guy a handshake if you don't want to? No.
But then how come during a regular
anything.
season guys are like laughing and on the base paths with each other?
That's their choice.
I'll say this: one, charging into somebody in basketball is, that's Kobe had a different mindset.
He did.
The Kobe mentality is a whole thing.
Bryant. Like, he has the right to do that.
Yeah, well,
but
they've
been teammates
65 home runs yesterday, or 60 home runs
for
last
so
year.
long. That's my
Cal
point.
Raleigh might be a one-hit wonder for all we know.
Oh, come
He might be.
on! I can't keep taking this.
He might be a one-hit wonder.
It's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Absolutely heartbreaking. This is all I'm going to say. I don't think it matters that much. I think he was clearly trying to represent his country, and whether that was like the right idea or the wrong idea, I don't care. I really don't care. I don't think Josh Naylor cared. I like how Josh Naylor made fun of it. Randy Rosarena, I doubt really cares about it, and they're going to see each other in 2 weeks. They'll be totally fine.
I wouldn't say he doesn't care about it, because if you saw in the press conference with the Rosarena after it happened, he basically said,
they'll work it out. They'll be fine. They're teammates. They have to play 162 games together. The only thing I would say is, if I was right now the Mariners manager, who I can't think of off the top of my head, okay. If I was Dan Wilson, I would be calling him up right now and say, I swear to God, you could do that to anyone else. If Randy comes up to you, you give Randy a handshake. If Josh comes up to you, give him a handshake. Now, if Freddie Freeman comes up to you, I do not care what you do. The teammates thing is a little much. And I doubt they'll care. Because the season's going to come around, and then he's going to be shaking everyone's hands. And hopefully he's not a one-hit wonder, and he hits 40 taters this year. And then nobody's going to remember this. It'll be a little footnote in a long chapter of Cal Rally's career, hopefully.
Or could this be like the 2025 Mets, where the locker room might be the issue, and it's
I'm telling you, Randy
goodness.
Rosarena was not happy about what Raleigh did to him. Because if you remember in the press conference, he literally called out Raleigh's parents and saying, "Oh, I love his parents. You should be grateful that they raised you." It was something along those lines, like, "Oh, you should be thankful that you come from a great family, Cal Raleigh, because that was not a good move by you."
Let me tell you something.
Like
No offense to Randy. Randy's cool and all. I guarantee Randy was a little angry that he got beat.
I would say so.
Randy didn't get to play in the playoffs. That's something that he did last year because Italy was not 4-0. So, I'm sorry, Randy. I do like your play. I don't care. It's over. Put it behind you. You're men. Shake hands later. You can work it out. God bless. And please work this out, because the Mariners need to win 90 games this year if they want to make the playoffs. And they both need to be a part of this.
Could be Lindor McNeil 2.0.
Oh, my goodness.
The squirrel or or what was it? The
rat or raccoon.
The rat or raccoon, right.
Yeah.
I've never seen a New York rat before. And I really wanted to see one.
I need it to happen to another team, not just the Mets. It's enough of an embarrassment that it happened to us.
No, it did happen. It happened with the Phillies.
Yeah, but it wasn't the whole like rat and raccoon thing. Like
When did it
that's
happen to
even
the
worse.
Phillies?
Well, no, because of the whole Castellanos situation and just everything that was going on with him.
Oh,
and
the
what-
beer in the
the
dugout.
beer in the
Oh
dugout.
my gosh,
Yeah, that whole thing.
that was also ridiculous. I don't know. As long as baseball doesn't turn into basketball players, and they get
Yeah.
sour over stupid things, and a player gets traded every 3 months, I'll be fine. I'll be fine. All right, we're gonna take a quick break here. When we come back, we're talking a little bit about the season and maybe a little bit of predictions. Not predictions, because our next episode is our 4th and final prediction
No.
episode ever.
Ooh.
Don't make
We've-
me cry.
We've had some awful predictions on this show. I've said that Spencer Strider and Zach Gallen are going to win a Cy Young for probably the last 3 years. They haven't. So tune in and listen to our awful takes next week. But stay tuned now because we got some fun stuff. And Justin Randall is going to play the home run game again. Although we might switch it up to the strikeout game. We'll see.
Oh,
We'll see. I think the strikeout.
I like that idea.
You do?
yeah, it's not bad.
All right. Well, we'll be right back here on 90.3 WMSC.
Square bills, flatbeds, clothesline sunsets, sky blue, barn red. Wind chimes, front porch, good dogs, wood floors, work boots, open doors, and miles of John Deere green. Freedom far as I can see. The road to run and room to breathe. That's who I am and I'll always be. Caught up in a country, the only way I wanna be. Somewhere where the road ends, out there where the creek bends. That's where you can find me. With them fields of gold and cotton rolls, that never-ending sky. That take it slow, easy road, man, that's life. Caught up in the country. Just look at them stars. Must be a billion of them, just doing their thing, right where God put them. If this ain't heaven, it's halfway there. You can feel it in the air. Caught up in the country, the only way I wanna be. Somewhere where the road ends, out there where the creek bends. That's where you can find me. With them fields of gold and cotton rolls, that never-ending sky. That take it slow, easy road, man, that's life. Caught up in the country. Caught up in the country. If I have it my way, I'll stay. Caught up in it, caught up in it. Somewhere where the road ends, out there where the creek bends. That's where you can find me. With them fields of gold and cotton rolls, that never-ending sky. That take it slow, easy road, man, that's life. Miles of John Deere green. Freedom far as I can see. The road to run and room to breathe. It's who I am and I'll always be. Caught up in a country. Caught up in a country.
And welcome back, everyone, to 90.3 WMC Upper Montclair. We're back, and better than ever, here on the Walkoff. We're excited to bring you our favorite game. I've switched it up a little bit. And you want to know what? If it's okay with you, and you could say no, I won't look up any stats, I promise. If I could play with you.
Sure.
Yeah, go for
All
it.
right, wow, look at that. Unanimous voting. Unanimous. All right. So our game today is, one second, let me just get the team wheel up. Justin, I feel like this is your game. Would you like to explain the rules?
Well, in the past we did the first two, what was it, 150 in home runs, I believe, or something like that.
Correct.
Oh, all right. Nice.
Correct.
Yeah, it was the first to 150 in home runs, but now we're gonna switch it up a little bit, and we're gonna do the first to 1,000 strikeouts. You
Mhm.
have 5 players to pick via the wheel that Vin will spin for us, and you have to pick a year, a player, and try to make your way to as close to 1,000 strikeouts as possible.
All right, so we're going to do it like this. There'll be no multiple teams, so every time a team is taken, it'll be deleted off the list. So that's a rule we're going to add because I feel like we got Baltimore Orioles a lot last time. So, Anthony, I'm going to give it to you first.
All
We
right.
go around, around, and around. It's the closest to 1,000 strikeouts today.
And it's 5 pitchers, right?
5 pitchers.
Got it.
All right, Anthony, you're up first.
All right. The
Dun,
wheel's
dun, dun,
spinning.
dun. The Kansas City Royals.
I'm gonna go. Let's see. Zach Greinke, 2004.
Okay.
I think that was a good year for him. I'm hoping at least.
Which, by the way, will you be giving us the time frame if we ask of when his career lasted?
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
All right, so Anthony, 2004 was his rookie season. He came in 4th in Rookie of the Year that year, and he had a total of 100 strikeouts on the dot. 100.
Could have been better.
Not bad, not bad. Justin, you will go next.
All right.
All right, are you ready?
Let's do it.
The Toronto Blue Jays. So Blue Jays and Royals are off the list.
Why can't I think of any good Toronto Blue Jays pitchers? Oh God, I can't even think of any right now. This is crazy.
Go recent.
Yeah, I'll think recent. What years did Shane Bieber his career?
Okay, so Shane Bieber has pitched 2018 to 2025. Now, you will get a 50 strikeout deductible if you pick him when he's not on the Blue Jays.
Okay, gotcha. What were the years one more time?
2018 to 2025.
Okay. Let's go because he was on the Blue Jays recently ish. We'll go Shane Bieber 2024.
Ooh, Justin.
No.
He 2024.
Uh-oh.
He was on the Guardians.
Oh God.
He also was injured and only pitched 12 innings when he had
Oh my God.
when he had 20 strikeouts. So
Oh.
sadly, that
Negative
is
30?
minus 30
Oh my
strikeouts.
God.
So
Hey, Matt
you
Pitt's
are
looking
at
pretty good.
So, -10. I'm at -10 strikeouts right now.
you have negative
Or no.
30 strikeouts because minus 50.
Oh, -50. Oh my God. Oh.
Okay, I'm gonna spin the wheel. Let's
Your
see.
turn now.
I'll show
right?
it to you guys. Okay, Cincinnati Reds. I'm gonna go. Let's think.
Hunter Green.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Hunter
Yeah,
Green.
that's an easy choice.
This last year.
Your favorite
so
pitcher.
2025. I despise Hunter Green with a passion, but I'll pick him. Let's see what he's got. In this last year, he pitched 495 innings. Or nope, that was last year. He pitched 107 innings with 132 strikeouts. All right, so not looking too hot for the most of us. Anthony, you're back up.
I have a chance.
You do have a chance.
Thank you, Justin.
Pretty bad start for me.
Here we go. The Chicago White
Oh, man.
Sox.
All right.
White Sox are hard.
The
Yeah,
White
no,
Sox.
But actually, I think they've had some good recent stars as of late.
Good recent stars on the Chicago.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this is a really hard one.
Thank God I didn't get that one. I can't think of any.
Chicago White Sox. Oh man. Who should I go with on the Chicago White Sox? I'm trying to think who even has been some pitchers on the Chicago White Sox that are any good.
That just goes to show you that the White Sox.
They're so bad.
Yeah.
Could I go with a reliever?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. What was the name of that reliever? He had like health issues for a while. He was a closer for them.
If I can help him, I know the answer to this.
I'm trying to. I just can't think of the name.
I think you can help him. I know who you're thinking of.
It's Liam Hendricks.
Liam Hendricks, right? Now let me think of the. Thank you.
2011
Okay.
to 2025.
I'm gonna go Liam Hendricks 2023.
Okay, so Liam Hendricks 2023 was his last year with the White Sox. You picked it perfectly. But he
Oh,
pitched
no.
5 innings
Oh, no.
and had a total of 3 strikeouts.
Oh, well.
His best year was 2019, but it was with Oakland, and he had 124. All right,
Oh,
so
man.
3
picked that.
strikeouts.
So you're at 103.
He needs 897 more in the next 3 picks. I don't think anyone will get 2
Whoever gets closest. I
0,
guess.
but the closest one wins. Justin, you are farthest apart. You have minus 1,030.
Minus 1,000. No, I thought it was minus 30.
Well, yeah, but you
Or-
still need
Oh,
1,030
no, I
more.
well, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
All right, so here's your pick.
I just gotta hope I get in the positives here.
Positives. The Los Angeles
Oh,
Dodgers.
This is too easy,
The-
man.
You get the
White Sox.
Dodgers.
All right, well, I'm not gonna make it like super. Well, it's a recent player, but he just retired. What years were Kershaw?
Kershaw was 2008 to now.
Okay. Clayton Kershaw.
There's 3 Cy Young years in here. There's 3 more there's 4 more top 5 in Cy Youngs.
All right, give me Clayton Kershaw. 2012.
2012, it was his year after his Cy Young year.
Mm.
Still really good.
Okay.
It was the year between his Cy Youngs. He had 229. His best, however, was 301 in 2015. All right, still 229.
So negative 30 plus 20 or plus 229.
You're at 801, so you're in the lead right now.
I need 801 more. That's it.
All right, I'm up. Spinning the wheel. San Francisco Giants. I'm going to go.
That's another one that should be fairly
Oh,
easy.
my gosh.
There's one else top of my mind that is so easy.
Oh, 100%.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes. It's an easy pick that you could pretty much win this with.
He's been retired for.
Well, don't give
Well, I'm
give
just
it to
saying.
him, but
Well,
yeah, but
yeah.
destroy my
Retired?
chances.
Oh, my gosh. Why am I blanking out? Okay, I have a pick. I don't think it's the pick that you're thinking
All
of.
right.
Okay. I'm going to go Lincecum.
That's what I was
Okay.
thinking. to be
Okay.
fair,
That's what you were thinking?
I just don't
That's
know
not
the
who I was
years.
thinking.
What, Logan Webb?
No.
Who?
Madison Bumgarner.
No,
Well,
I
you
wasn't.
could go either way, but Lincecum and Bumgarner were the same thing. They were both great pitchers.
All right.
A lot of strikeouts. So.
I thought Bumgarner would be the easier one, but all right.
I'm going to go. So Lincecum pitched from 2000. I'm just looking up his name so I could see the years. I'm still on Kershaw's page. Just to show everyone. 2007 to 2016, he ended his career with the Angels for like a year or two. I'm going to go World Series. Let's go 2010. Okay, Tim Lincecum in 2010 had 231 strikeouts, and he was a Cy Young both the years before. We had 260 and 265. Okay,
Good pick.
231. I'll take it. 637 away. Anthony, you're up next.
How far am I?
You
900
are
something.
You're at 103.
897.
Oh, that's
Oh
nice.
my god.
You see a couple 300s. I think you can get it. All right, the Cardinals.
All right.
Okay. I think there's a Cardinal that's way out of our time range of being alive that you can use.
Oh,
I'll give you the years too.
Bob Gibson. What are the years for Bob Gibson?
Bob Gibson.
Good pick.
Bob Gibson was a 2-time Cy Young winner and an MVP winner. He played from 1959 to 1975.
68.
1968 was his best WAR season
Okay.
and his second best strikeout or his third best strikeout season. He was a Cy Young and MVP winner that year.
Nice
There you go.
pick.
Nice
Here we
job,
go, here we
Anthony.
go.
268 strikeouts.
Back in the game.
Right back in the game. Anthony,
Big. See, Justin, this is why it helps to know baseball history because 1968 was the year of the pitcher.
You know
This is
what?
why it's good to know baseball history.
All right,
I asked
all right.
him who
You
won
know
the
what?
World Series
You know
in
what?
2016, and he didn't know it last
All
time.
right, you know what? Keep talking smack because I got 3 more picks here. I am going to nail them.
Okay, you got it.
All right, even starting down negative
Who
30.
won the World Series in 2016?
Stop talking to me.
how do you not know that? Texas
didn't know.
Rangers.
Texas Rangers. Okay. Oh. All right. Give me Jacob deGrom of last year.
Okay. So
He had a good year.
DeGrom last year, that you picked a good year that he was healthy.
And I picked
Last
it
year, he
with
was
him on
healthy.
Rangers.
And it was his Ranger season. Yes, you're right, Justin. He pitched 172 innings and 2/3, and he had 185 strikeouts.
All right.
Not too shabby,
I'm at
not too shabby.
384 now.
You need 616 more strikeouts. All right, I'm up. I have 637. 3 more picks. Okay. San Diego Padres.
There's some options there, I think.
There is some options.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Blake Snell.
Okay.
And I'm going to take his, let's see, 2024, he was a Giant. 23, he was a Padre. And this year, he was a Dodger. Right? Yeah, because he threw the no-hitter last year. All right, Blake Snell, 2023. And it's not his Cy Young year. Or is it? He's a 2-time Cy Young. He won with the Rays.
21 he won.
You nailed it?
He won in 23.
Wow, nice pick.
When he had 234 strikeouts, his most in his career.
So what are the rankings real quick, so the listeners.
All right.
Because I'm thrown off too.
I apologize.
You're good.
For our listeners, currently with 2 picks left for everybody, I'm in the lead. I need 403 more. Justin is in second
Oh no.
with 616 more. Anthony is in last, but right behind Justin, 629.
Okay.
All right, so everybody's right there. Everybody's right there. All right. Here we go. We're also winding down on teams.
That Liam
which
Hendricks
could be
pick
good.
really messed me up.
Wow.
I'll never forgive you, Liam.
Cleveland Guardians.
All right.
Can't pick Shane Bieber. Somebody
Oh,
already
man,
picked him,
that's
sadly.
what stinks about it. That messes me up. All right. Cleveland Guardians. Shane Bieber was going to be my pick too.
See?
That's just that's not fair though, because it's different years. That's okay.
You talk too
I'll
much
take-
smack, you know.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Backfires.
Cleveland Guardians. I'm trying to think. All right, who's some good Cleveland Guardians pitchers? Trying to think. This is a tough one. I always get the worst ones. Man, what are some ace Cleveland Guardian pitchers? Well, was Bauer? Bauer was on Cleveland for a while.
He was.
Yeah.
He
Can
was.
Can you give me Bauer's years?
Yep. Bauer. He was a Dodger, a Guardian, and a
Mhm.
Red.
And what were his years?
2012 to 2021. He was also a Diamondback.
I'll go Trevor Bauer, 2017.
2017 is his.
Oh, was he with Cleveland that year?
No,
Pretty sure
he was with Cleveland
Okay.
that year. That's not a bad year. It's 196.
Okay.
The next year is his highest with Cleveland with 221, but still really good. 196. Anthony needs 433 more. So you're right there. I think a big 300K guy would be perfect.
I know.
All right. Mr. Randell, you are up.
Pressure's on.
Pressure is on, my friend. Miami Marlins.
Okay.
I think there's some
Another one that's
Give
some easy
me-
options.
Give me what were Sandy Alcantara's years? Because I know he won Cy Young one of the years.
Sandy, he has been playing since 2017 to now.
2017. Okay, he won it. He won it fairly recently. 2025 was last year. Give me 2020. 2022.
Wow, Justin, right on the dot. That's his Cy Young year.
Oh, no.
He pitched 228 innings with 207 strikeouts. It's his best season. I was really scared you were going to pick his 2024 season when he did not pitch at all.
The wheel hates me. man.
What
I
was the
don't know.
number? 200 what?
207.
207.
So you need 409.
With one pick.
And I
One
need
more.
how many?
433.
We're not that far.
But
off.
it's just, you just want to get the closest.
Yeah.
You want to hit the
Yeah,
ball
yeah.
the closest. All right. My last pick, or my second to last pick. Houston Astros. Oh, I'm going to go Garrett Cole 2019. Garrett Cole 2019, I think he's with them. Okay. Garrett Cole 2019. 326. He's right there. Look at that. 212 innings from from Garrett Cole. I remember that was his dominant year, and he had 326 strikeouts. 326 puts me 77 away.
And you still have one more pick.
I still have one more
You
pick.
could get it.
Wow,
I,
yeah, you
I could
could.
be right there. Anthony, you're up next.
I'm
Big
hoping
pick
I get
for
the
you.
Mets. I'm hoping I get the Mets because I have an easy pick for that.
Mets are still on the board. Detroit Tigers. This is good.
All
this,
right,
this
that's
is
not
pretty
bad.
good.
That's
a
not bad.
that's a perfect.
And
one
I'm
for
how
you.
far away?
407.
That's perfect for you.
433.
Verlander was there from like 05 to about, I want to say 2017, 18 around. No. 05 to about 2013, 14 around then. I'm going to go Verlander 2011.
You hit it on the nose. That's
Nice.
his MVP year. That's his Cy Young year. It's his second second highest with the Tigers in strikeouts. He had 250 that year.
Nice.
See, Anthony, you're right there. If it wasn't for the Hendricks pick,
I know.
you're right
The
there.
White Sox messed me up so much.
All right, Justin, your last pick.
That Shane Bieber pick's gonna haunt me forever.
It was probably the funniest way to start off. I'll give you that. The Arizona Diamondbacks.
Randy Johnson years.
All right.
Give it to me.
Give it to you. Randy Johnson. I will say he bounced around in a lot of teams, so I
You
wouldn't
gotta
be
be careful
surprised
with
if you
the
picked the
year.
wrong year. 1988 to 2009.
Oh my God.
22-year career.
Jeez, I don't. Did he start his year with the Diamondbacks?
See, this is where the lack of baseball history is going to get him. I'm telling you. I know
Oh,
my
no.
baseball.
He's won 5 Cy Young Awards.
No pressure.
A plethora
Nah,
of teams.
I'm not gonna do good with this. Change it to Zach Allen.
Oh, come on.
You're messing yourself up, man.
No,
That's so sad. I'm gonna take it away from you, but I will say
Nah, dude.
he had so the correct year for Randy Johnson would have been 2001 when they won the World Series.
See, this is why you got to know your history.
He had 372 strikeouts.
Unbelievable. All right.
And if you got it even anywhere in that range, he had a streak of 364, 347, 334.
Shame.
I just didn't know the time. All right, look up Zach Allen. I'll make this quick.
2019 to 2025.
All right, Zach Allen, 2020.
He had a Cy Young top 5 finish 2 years straight.
Zach Allen, 2021.
2021 was not his year of Cy Young. He pitched 121 innings with 139 strikeouts. 139 strikeouts.
All right.
Justin, barring any crazy implications, you have come in last.
Yes.
Anthony has made the jump.
All I want.
Can I land it on the green? All right. 77 more needed. Atlanta Braves. Okay.
Oh, there's some easy ones here.
Well,
I don't want to hit like 200s. I need to hit like somewhere in that 77 range.
I'd pick a reliever here.
Yeah. I'm going to go. Okay. I'll take Craig Kimbrell. Now, it's just going to be one of his starting years. Let's go Craig. Craig pitched from 2010 to 2025. I'm going to go 2014. 2014. Hoping he was with them. When did he leave? Oh, it's his last year with them. Last year with them, he had 47 saves and 95 strikeouts. All right. Anthony, you come, or Justin, you sadly come in last. I apologize. Anthony, you come in second. I come in first with positive 18. We've had a great show. We want to thank you for listening and listening to our long game that we'll learn to shorten one of these days, I guarantee. But we thank you for coming, and we hope you had a fun time. We will see you next week. It's our prediction episode where we finally get to predict the awards, the losses, the totals, everything you want to see. I'll have a nice chart up for us, so be ready.